All right, so now we're going to study a little bit chapter 77 of Psalms. And one of the commentators, his name is Radak, he explains that verses 6 through 11 are interpreted as follows. During my exile, and my is pertaining to Asaph. Asaph is one of the Levites who was a singer in the temple. I, the Jewish nation, think about the previous exiles, Egypt and Babylonian exiles, from which we ultimately emerged and returned to our land. I remember that after those exiles, I would play music and rejoice. I think about this night and wonder, why is this exile different from the others? Will God forsake us forever? Will he not be appeased as he was in the past? Has he forgotten his former mercifulness? When I think that this lengthy exile may be the death of me, that I will never leave it, I recall years past when God roused his right hand and delivered us from the Egyptian and Babylonian exiles. So will he redeem us from this exile as well. And so this summarizes very beautifully this psalm. And so what I'd like to do now is share with you the chanting of this psalm in Hebrew. And previously, I shared myself chanting psalms in Hebrew, and somebody asked me, like, where did I learn this melody from? So I just wanted to disclose that there is a singer, his name is Erez Yechiel, who sings psalms and other prayers in a Yemenite trope. And the Yemenite form of Hebrew is thought to be the most similar to the ancient biblical Hebrew as it was spoken thousands of years ago by the generation of Moses and so forth. So they, for example, pronounce the chet like a het. It's more guttural from the throat, and the ayin is also ayin. It's like really like guttural sounds. It doesn't come naturally to me because I didn't grow up in Yemen. My dad's side of the family is Yemenite, so it does resonate with me and like it feels very authentic to me. And I guess it's in my blood and in my soul and in my DNA. But anyone who is a native Hebrew speaker and especially Middle Eastern will definitely notice that I sound very American and not the real deal. But nonetheless, I'm going to pull up the psalm. And another reason why I know this psalm very kind of fluently is because it's part of a series of 10 psalms known as the Tikkun HaKlali, which was composed by Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, which is a general remedy for healing mind, body, and spirit. So Psalm 77 is one of those 10 Psalms. And I listened to Erez Yechiel's tape probably hundreds, if not thousands of times. So I've kind of memorized these 10 Psalms. And that's how I have come to know them pretty well. And so I'm going to try to point along. I was going to read it out of my book, but I guess I will just point along and we kiss holy books, in case you didn't know. I guess I'll read it along on my computer screen, which is not how I usually do it, but I will point along in the Hebrew. We read from right to left. So I'm going to be pointing along in the Hebrew. And if you want to, you can read the English with me. למנצח על ידותון לאסף מזמור, כל אל אלוהים וצעקה כל אל אלוהים והאזין אליי. ביום צרתי אדוני דרשתי ידי לילה נגרה ולתפוג מעיני נחם נפשי. אזכרה אלוהים ועמי שיחה בי תתעטף רוחי סלע. אחזת שמורות עיניי נפעמתי ולא אדבר, חישבתי ימים מקדם שנות עולמים, אזכרה נגינתי בלילה, אם לבבי אשיחה ויחפש רוחי. הלא ממזנח אדוני ולא יוסיף לרצות עוד. היאפס לנצח חסדו גמר אומר לדור ודור. השכח הנוטלים קפץ ברחמיו. סלע. ואומר חלותי שנוטים מן עליון אזכור מעלליה, כי אזכרה מקדם פילך, והגיתי בכל פעולך ובלילותיך אשיחה. אלוהים בקודש דרכך מיל גדול. כאלוהים אתה לא ספל הודעת בעמים עוזך. גלת בזרוע עמך בני יעקב ויוסף סלע. ראו חמיים אלוהים, ראו חמיים יחילו אף ירגזו תהומות. זרמו מים אבות כל נתנו שחקים אף חצציך יתהלכו. כל רמך בגלגל העירו ורקים תבל רק גזר תירש ארץ בים דרכך ושפילך במים רבים בעקבותיך לא נודעו. נחית חצון עמך ביד Moshe ואהרון. So this psalm is more like a history lesson. It talks all about the Exodus from Egypt and kind of like reminiscing about God's salvation and previous redemption of his people. And so now that we're still in exile, and hopefully this is the final exile, it's kind of like begging and pleading God, yeah, to save us from this exile that we're in right now. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you are learning from these Psalms that we are doing together, and have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for learning with me. God bless you. Bye-bye.